two,
Take 3.
one.
It's the Social Sports Hour. Welcome back, Patrick Cassidy, Josh Klein.
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
Let's go, Josh. You said it before we hopped on here. I'm excited. I'm in a good mood. We actually have sports to talk about.
We got sports to talk about. And I would say the biggest story going on as well, where there's smoke, there's usually fire.
There's fire.
Well, there's plenty of smoke surrounding Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson and a potential blockbuster trade today. Listen, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Wilson hasn't approached Seattle's front office to demand a trade yet. But were a trade to happen, the star quarterback reportedly has 4 landing spots in mind: Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, and New Orleans. Lots to talk about, Patrick.
What? New Orleans? What?
Yes, sir.
What I loved about this, Josh, was Russell Wilson's agent goes, Russell Wilson would like to stay in Seattle, then proceeds to give 4 places he wants to go.
So, no. So he says, listen, I'll stay in Seattle because he's not like Deshaun Watson.
Right. This isn't a Deshaun Watson situation.
But he's like, hey, if hypothetically, if there was a chance, if you want to trade me, here's the landing spots. And I think if you look at these teams, I mean, Chicago, potentially a quarterback away from being a really good team. Dallas, kind of confusing, we'll say. Las Vegas, kind of a random team again. And then
it is.
New Orleans, they don't have any money. So, very interesting list that he has put together. I mean, Miami's not on there, which is surprising.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are like, hey, like Miami, great option. But yeah, it's interesting to see. We'll see. What do you think? What does this mean?
I mean, Josh, we're a professional show. We know that.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, the viewers know it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, everyone knows.
So I think it's our duty. It's our job.
Our job. It's what we go on here for.
Exactly. To break down each landing spot that could possibly happen, right? Josh, let's start in Chicago.
Chicago.
Josh, who in the world wants to be the QB for the Chicago Bears?
Probably Mitch Trubisky.
That's true.
Probably him, but
and you know what? He is the only MVP.
Only MVP, and that has to mean something. But you have to remember, if a trade is going down, and you're assuming that they're gonna want Seattle wants I think 3 first-round picks for this guy. It's going to be a pretty big price tag, and what are they also gonna ship out? Trubisky and Foles. Is Trubisky and Foles just going to be a package deal where they show up to Seattle and there's like, hey, we're going to battle it out here too.
Well, it's an open competition. You got to think. You got Mitch Trubisky, you got Nick Foles, and I think Geno Smith's the backup QB in Seattle. I mean, we're talking about a 3 QB battle here.
Yeah, and
you know what? You know what, Josh? If we're going to do that, let's just bring in Cam Newton.
Just bring him in, throw him in there. Hey, let's see who gets it. Now, here's what I'll say though. Or picture this. They trade away, they don't trade away Trubisky. They keep Trubisky. They get Russell Wilson. And then now we got a quarterback battle in Chicago. Russell Wilson, Mitch Trubisky, MVP versus Super Bowl champ. I don't know. I mean, Nick, he's on the come up.
Well, it's just interesting.
I said Nick.
Is it? Wait.
Just continue.
Come on, Josh.
My bad. Professional stuff.
But we got to think. Okay, so that's Chicago. Where should we stop next, Josh?
Well, I think we should stop where everything's a little bit bigger and a little bit better.
The Dallas Cowboys.
That was
really bad. That was really bad.
Here's the thing, though. I think I respect the effort enough to make it good. And
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And listen, Dallas. Hey, that's a team where you got a quarterback who can't walk.
Right.
You know, he can barely. I mean, that guy can. He can walk on set to film the commercials. So
He could. I noticed that in COVID protocols, he didn't care. He didn't care because he didn't. He was
yeah,
done. He was done
yeah,
with the Cowboys.
exactly. And listen, Jerry Jones has been pulling the strings down there, and are people? I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. It seems like he does a lot, but nothing happens. And
I mean, let's remember the best running back deal ever done. Ezekiel Elliott, $90 million. I mean, what a deal.
What a deal. Yeah. Listen, that's, I think, one of those locations where he's like, maybe I'll go there and get paid, but are they going to pay Russell Wilson and not Dak? Wait, did they already pay Dak? They paid Dak?
No.
They haven't paid him yet? What, really?
They haven't. I mean, this is now like the
yeah,
third. This is like the third off season that this has been a story.
Yeah, well, that's crazy that they haven't. Okay, well, listen, I don't think that's a great landing spot. I mean, what do you go down? You go down there and what? What do you expect? I think I'd take the Bears over that. I think the Bears have they have a chance to be good. I mean, Mitch Trubisky led them to the playoffs.
Right. You got to think. You go down to Dallas. Man, you don't even know if the power grid's going to work, okay?
You don't.
How can you even play in that stadium? You don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
plus
they could get more snow than Seattle does. Does Sierra really want to live in Dallas?
I don't know if she does, and you got to think about, people are going to be sitting there watching every practice that they play. I mean, he's not going to have a chance to do anything. Right. I think that's just Seattle 2.0, and, he's not going to be out there trying to carry a team. I don't think that's the move, but you think about Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a team that had a guy who was really good, gets hurt, not the same sense.
Mm-hmm.
Gruden, I'm assuming, still coaching out there.
Gruden still coaching, 10-year deal.
Oh, it's 10 years. Oh, it's 10 years. Got it.
10-year, $100 million.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, the Raiders, they show moments where they're like, okay, but
Vegas.
Do you really want to why is that's such a random team to have on this list? That's the only team.
Well, they moved to Vegas, and now it's like, oh, guess what? We're in Las Vegas. We're a big name. We're a big name, and there's a lot of history with the Raiders. I understand that.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, they're a team that showed some promise, but they're no elite team. They're nothing there.
No,
Josh,
yeah.
I would love to see Russell Wilson in Las Vegas playing for the Raiders.
You really think so?
I would. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. I just think it's cool.
I don't know. And then the last team, the New Orleans Saints. I guess New Orleans is good, but again, why would you trade for? Why would New Orleans trade for Russell Wilson when you already have one? You got Jameis Winston on the bench, which clear starter, and then two, you got Taysom Hill, who I guess are there thoughts about trading him or something? What? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with him, but I mean, that just doesn't seem like a place.
Also, New Orleans is $60 million over the cap right now.
Exactly.
Just don't know how that's possible.
To be fair, trade. So you got to think, they'll. Well, yeah, you're right. They have to pick up his contract. So
right.
How's that?
So you trade Drew Brees for Russell Wilson, and then add in. Yeah, I don't know.
You had me there for a second.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I think those are very interesting landing spots. Do I think he's going to go to any of those places? Absolutely not. I think that he's going to stay with Seattle and play another season. He's going to have the best 5 games of his career, the first 5, and then he's going to kind of fall off. He's not going to get any MVP votes. And again, people are just going to have to realize that. Russ, I mean, he tries to do too much.
Hey, but you got to let him cook.
Maybe.
I don't know, Josh. I don't know.
I don't know.
Now, other news that came out in the quarterback world. Okay, Deshaun Watson, he met with the new head coach of the Texans, David Culley. and he basically was like, "Yeah, man, I'm still not going to play for you."
This is news to me. Well, basically, here's what I think. I would love for the uh, the Texans to just keep him, never trade him. I don't even if he doesn't play. If I'm the Texans, I'm just gonna be like, hey, whatever.
The amount of pettiness it would take to do that would almost be kind of respectful.
I know, and I would love that because I'm like, if you want to get paid and go down as just the quarterback who got paid, not going to be you wouldn't be a great quarterback if you don't play. You're just going to be
So Josh,
an average quarterback who
how
got
about
paid
this?
money.
Russell Wilson right now wants to make a power move. He's trying to gain leverage. How about the Seattle Seahawks make a power move and trade for Deshaun Watson? Would that be mayhem or what?
I think that they were basically just training the same quarterback for like himself. It's basically like, hey, this doesn't work here, but we're gonna just try it again. I think it's a terrible. I mean, they can try if they want, man. But listen, I don't think either of them will have great success on either side of that. Honestly, Deshaun Watson just needs to suck it up and play, man. You have the privilege to play, not the right.
Oh, you're taking that route.
Yeah, I'm taking that route. You playing in the NFL is a privilege. It ain't a right. It ain't given to you. You're on a team. You're on a team. You're on a team. Hey, J.J. Watt said it best when he gave that speech about playing and when those guys were giving up. J.J. Watt said that. Former teammate J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt, who we're going to be beating the dead horse about where he's going to go for the next 16 months.
Josh, you're right. You're right. It is a privilege to play in the NFL.
Yes, it is.
And you know what? It's not a right. You're 100% right.
I am right. Thank you.
But when you are Deshaun Watson and Dabo Sweeney calls you the Michael Jordan of football, you have the privilege of a bunch of other teams wanting you, Josh.
Yep, sure. But, if your team wants you, they have the right to that because they drafted you and you're under contract to them.
Right. And that team has the right not to do anything.
Yep.
But Deshaun Watson wants out. And that's the end of the story there.
End of the story. Outside the football world, tragic story.
Well, can we not say tragic? Because tragic makes it sound like he died.
Tragic story. Tiger Woods, all-time great golfer, huge golf show, big golf guy myself.
Right. Shout out Connor Brown.
Car accident. Sustained several injuries. Not life-threatening. It's going to be a long road to recovery. Sad for the sport, sad for him, sad for his family, but glad he's okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to be glad he's okay. And here's the thing, Josh. And I think as a sports fan, I love Tiger, always loved Tiger. As a sports fan, when stuff like this happens, you have to go look back and you see the accident. Everybody's seen it. I mean, arguably.
I actually haven't, to be honest with you.
Josh.
I haven't seen it. I saw one thing that he got injured. That's how I know about this. I also saw it in the show notes. But I've not seen the accident, and I have not. I should have
messed with you and been like, Tiger Woods and Justin Herbert get injured in a car crash, and you would have announced it. I'm gonna start doing that now.
I would have. I probably would have been like, yeah, man, Justin. Just sad day for the sport, the brand.
Okay, but I think selfishly, a lot of us. When Tiger gets hurt like that, obviously, the first thing is not golf. You want him to survive, get back to a normal life.
Exactly.
But selfishly, Tiger's the GOAT. You want to see him back.
Nicholson, but yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you want to see him back.
You want to see him back. Second greatest of all time.
And you're wondering, can Tiger do it again? Can he make another comeback? Can he do it again? Hey, are the odds stacked against him?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm going to be the 109th million person to say it this week. If anyone can do it, Tiger Woods can do
But
it.
should he want to do it? I mean, he's
I,
getting up there in years. He has nothing left to
is,
prove.
is this like an Alex Smith moment?
Like, does he just want to be like, hey, I've done a lot in the sport. Some consider me the greatest of all time. I think I should just chill out. I'll recover at my own pace. I'm gonna golf for the rest of my life, probably leisurely, and if I come back and I'm good enough to play, maybe I'll keep playing. But hey, like, what's the rush?
Yeah, that's a good point. But anyway, get well soon, Tiger.
Yeah, get
Now,
well.
in much, much lighter news. Well, I don't want to say lighter news because it is an injury, but here's our LeBron James segment of the week.
We get a segment of the week now for LeBron James, our hero,
I mean,
my
obviously,
hero.
we know Josh Avid,
He came and
prior
saved.
Lakers fan.
He saved the city. Yes. No, listen, LeBron James' son, Bronny, ended up with torn meniscus. Now,
Right.
this is something that I heard about allegedly at practice per sources. But fans on the internet, they're not satisfied with that answer. My sources are telling me that that Bronny was actually not injured at practice, but in fact it was from a belt. Sources telling me that LeBron James hit Bronny as punishment for smoking weed on his Instagram Live video. And most people are going to tell you this week that it was practice. My sources say otherwise. I guess it's up to the interpretation and the validity of these sources, of who you want to believe. But yes, yeah, it's a sad thing for him. You hope that he learns from his mistakes. Hopefully, this will teach him not to. He's starting a little young for that stuff. I don't think he's 18. And
He's not 18.
like any punishment, it's gonna suck at first, but you learn from it. I was spanked as a child, and I think it worked out for me. Hopefully, it works out for Bronny. We'll see what happens.
Really going off the rails here. Just wow. Okay. What I'm gonna say is obviously not funny for anybody to get beat by a belt or anything, but a torn meniscus. I don't think that happened with the belt, but per sources,
my sources are telling me. So you're like I said, it's really just comes down to the reliability of the sources. But I mean, listen, anytime anybody gets hurt, I'm dealing with a couple of torn muscles myself. Did I tell you this?
Yes.
Yeah. Gonna need a couple surgeries this summer, so I know what it's like.
And look, there is rumors out there, and the rumors may now just be starting. I'm going to start it. We do not know how this is going to impact Josh Klein, his spike ball career. Sources say this could be a devastating injury for the 2021 summer season. But according to a close source familiar with the situation, he hopes to bounce back as quick and as strong as possible. And if it's anything like he's been dealing with in the last week, he doesn't have anything torn.
Yeah, exactly. I think, here's what I know. I was out. I played about 3 hours of spike ball last week, pre-COVID. And here's what I know. Did by the third hour, was it like, hey, like you can't walk? A little bit. The next day, did I have to like hobble around to class? Yes, I did. It was kind of a tough day, a little bit sore. I made it through it though, and what I can tell you is this: I will come back. Okay, my spike ball is I maybe like 60%, 50% mental, 60% mental, maybe I don't know. there's a percentage, and I still got that up here. Once I get the legs back, I mean, I think I'm gonna come back bigger, stronger. I got the Spike Bright set, so gonna be training at night now too.
Shout out Chris Reuter.
We're gonna we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through.
I just want to say, Josh Klein, we hope to have you back in the summer season here. Your ranking from number 1 player, which it never was, is certainly not there. Certainly not there now.
I mean, I don't know who. If you look in the group, Patrick, I don't know who you.
Well,
rank.
the group is being modified. We have a new 2021 season coming up. Different roster,
different group. Some people retired. I think if you look at it,
you're gonna be. Were you going to be preseason favorite number 1 in the power rankings? There was probably a really good chance, but then the injury news comes out, and I just don't know if you can be put there anymore because we don't even know your timetable to recovery. We don't know your surgery dates. Josh, I mean, this really puts a lot of things up in the air.
And I think that for the bettors out there, it's definitely going to put some questions. By the way, I don't know what we have to do to make it so that we can legally bet on people can legally bet on our spike ball thing, but we're gonna figure it out. By the way, we're gonna be releasing odds. I don't know if this is legal, but we're gonna figure it out. Hey,
right? No.
That's what we do.
I think you can 100% release odds.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't mean you can. That doesn't mean you're gonna put money on it.
Oh, and then
hypothetical. How about this? Hypothetical odds.
Hypothetical odds. And then you won't be able to bet it on it anywhere. And then it'll be great. Other sports news.
We went from Bronny James to you.
Hey, listen, that's what we do. That's what we do here on the show. Other news. Actually, wait, where are my notes? Can't find my notes. Other news, making it up on the spot right now. JJ Watt. People are trying to decipher. He put more tweets out there.
That's great.
Mitochondria
is the powerhouse to sell.
No, but he posted a second one. He posted.
Was that about the cell membrane?
No. It was actually about taking naps.
Right.
He said midday naps. Hated them as a kid. Revere them as an adult. People are saying that stands for the fact that some people are like, hey, he hated the Vikings as a kid, grew up in Green Bay, midday naps, MN, Minnesota. Now maybe he reveres them. Who knows? That's what some people are saying.
Also Powerhouse Gym, the gym company founded in Minnesota.
Ooh, wow.
Just made that up, but it sounded good. It sounded really good.
It did sound good. But listen, that's the show, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, watching. Subscribe right now.
Right.
Listen, guys. Hey, something fun. Did you know subscribing is actually free? It costs no money. You can subscribe to us, and no big deal. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe at any time. There's no.
Right.
This is not a Deshaun Watson situation where you're locked in and you can't leave. You can
not locked in.
You can leave at any time. You shouldn't, but you can. So, share this to 2 of your friends, and we hope to see you at the next episode of the Social Sports Hour.
Hypothetical odds. Boom. We'll have them.
Yeah, of course. Peace.